Hello and welcome to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be taking a look at a new game on the channel. Well, an oldish game. I thought as we're heading into the spookiest month of the year, October, as everyone knows, that we'd have a look at a spooky type of game. This is Call of Cthulhu, the 2018 version. I think there was like a much older one, but I never played either of them anyway, which is kind of weird because I'm a fan of lovecraftian type games and stuff, as anyone who's sort of followed the channel for any length of time will know. But yeah, I don't know too much about it. I know it's kind of a detective-y type game. I think maybe it's fairly linear in that regard. But let's start a new game. Boston, 1924. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Pierce must find a new case quickly, or risk losing his license. And we're going to enter the madness. If I am mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who in his callousness can remain sane to the hideous end. H.P. Lovecraft. Foreboding. Oh! Lots of fish guts. Pretty gruesome, must be said. Okay. Well, it's gone very suddenly from we have a case to we're in a cave surrounded by fish guts. Hopefully we'll get some indication as to how we ended up here. I assume this is real and not some kind of vision or flashback or flash forward even. Okay, so it's telling me to crouch. I expect I have to go through there, but there is a gate here. It is chained. Alrighty, let's crouch. Go through this little tunnel. Pretty gloomy. Okay, there's another door here. Looks like this one's chained up as well. I'll have a quick look. Does appear to be. It's kind of like it's underwater. I guess it's some kind of miasma though. Just like this is. Hopefully the game's not too dark. I did turn up the brightness a little bit. Okay. You must light up some objects. Oh, well, how do I do that? Pressing the interact button. Okay. An object can be picked up. Press E. Yeah. So what's this thing? Oh, okay. It wasn't interactable. We just needed to get a light source on it. So what is this? Bolt cutter. Okay. Cool. Cool. I think we get an idea of where to use that. Just have a little look down there. It looks kind of like a silhouette of a creature, but I'm not sure that it is. Let's have a quick look. Anything else here? Look like it. Take note of the symbol on the crates, that might come up. Oh, I can run with shift. I'll do that to get back to where I was. Now, these probably end up in the same place, but we'll go through this one first.
In my wake, pulled along. Fate inescapably draws you on.
Hello? Other? That you? Yes, this is the one that we got stuck on before, so we've ended up in the same place. I'm not going to bother cutting the bolts on that other one. Some interesting music. Oh, it's like a little killer whale.
What a putrid offering.
Well, yeah. Putrid is a good word for it. Also a bit sad, I think. There's another one over there, a little orca. Ooh, there's something floating over there. Can I go in the water? I don't have a jump. Can't get over those guts. Anything in there? So this game is from 2018, so...
You have been chosen.
Can run. We've seen that I can run. But just to say that, you know, I think it looks pretty cool. It's not going to be cutting-edge graphics, though, but being 6 years old at this point, but I think it is kind of cool. Kind of evocative of the lovecraftian type of thing. Been chosen, apparently, so what's this?
Behold. Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
It was a dream. Okay, fair enough. So that was one of the options, I suppose. Here's investigations. Let's consult our diary. My private detective agency, contracted to the Wentworth Detective Agency. After the Great War, I decided to set up in Boston, where there is no lack of work for guys like me. One small-time case follows the other. Adultery, settled scores, disappearances that are not actually disappearances. The old office couch is less comfortable than a real bed, and I should probably get rid of these empty bottles. But this place is mine for the moment. Okay, what else have we got? We've got inhabitants, occult. We have Pierce, who is me. Okay, that looks like a skill tree kind of thing. We'll wait until the game introduces us to that, I guess. For now, let's just have a look around our surroundings.
I wonder why I still take these things.
Sleeping pills. Don't press escape to put back. Oh no, I've taken it. Okay, fine. So we got. Let's have a drink. This will affect your destiny. Okay. Liver damage, possibly. I don't know if that counts as a destiny, but...
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
The case. The doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay, but I know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me? Okay. A jaunty little tune. Just turn it off. None of that. It's too early.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
Telephone. I'm going to keep looking around, though. Unless that gets really
Good
annoying.
old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case. But when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against you. Okay, are we the ones doing the blackmail? Maybe.
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
My husband never understood that his wife had left him. He kept on calling me weeks after the investigation had been closed.
I used to be an avid reader.
These books look very much like background scenery. What's this?
The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
Should we just leave and not answer the phone? I suppose I probably should answer the phone.
Been too long since I've slept in a bed.
All right, all right.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherrifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Allocate your character points. Each character point allows you to improve the score of a skill. Right, let's work through these. So, eloquence. How much have I got? I've got 8 character points available, 8 CP. So I've got 2 out of 5 on eloquence. Represents your ability to influence those you talk to by your power of speech. Improving this skill increases your chances of convincing or manipulating during discussions. Spot hidden. Okay, so less character points needed. I guess because we've already progressed halfway towards the next one. Spot hidden. Oh, okay. Represents your ability to find hidden objects. Increases that chance. An undiscovered object will not appear in game. Psychology represents your knowledge of human behaviors. Increases your chance of understanding the motivations of a person based on his or her behavior. Occultism represents your knowledge of the occult sciences. Improving this skill increases your chance of determining the use and origin of occult artifacts. Okay. Medicine. Strength represents your ability to call on your physical power. Improving this skill increases your chances of forcing doors or mechanisms or of using violence during interactive discussions. Investigation represents your investigative talents. Improving this skill increases your chance of understanding past events by analysing a crime scene or of an object and of picking locks. I kind of like that one. So I'll tell you, I'm going to take that one. We do it one at a time. Okay, I see. So let's take that up to level 4. We're an expert in analysing crime scenes and picking locks. I feel like that's probably going to be fairly useful. And I might use up the other 2 just to sort of see hidden objects a little bit better. I mean, hopefully we can, level up and increase these as we go. So we'll validate that. Do you really want to? Yeah. Makes me feel like I did the wrong thing.
Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Maybe we got a new case, unless we know this guy.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
Yes.
If you come to me...
To both.
It means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead.
My
Even
wife,
you must
she
know
is
of her.
dead.
She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah,
A lot of that
her
going
husband,
around.
and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Okay, well, why don't we have a look at that first?
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
They need fattening up. The shipping label, some of it is unreadable, but I can make out part of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report. It says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decide on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist on Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? A press cutting. An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon. Okay. We'll look at this thing then.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Okay, I can't consult my diary now. Okay, so let's have a look. So I've unlocked the answer. Unlocked answer. Mental frailty. Something's not right there. So that's using my investigation expert thing. That's cool. Let's ask about the warehouse first.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Darkwater? Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Okay, we've unlocked this. Might as well ask
The
them.
meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
Okay, I guess that's it.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side.
Quiet
Let's sum
down.
things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right, I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not
Bit
like
rude.
I have a choice.
I think it was just his glasses.
Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic.
Let's look at
I'll
this
no
picture
doubt
first.
find some information on this island in there. The Lost Battalion. Holding your position and
I've
obeying
got a lighter.
orders.
Can we burn it?
That isn't courage.
I did that with the mouse wheel. I don't know how to put it away now. Oh, okay. Ah. Okay. What else have I got? Don't know. We will find out, I'm sure. Now, what's this? The Lining of Medicine, a dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. The first volume lists all illnesses known in the civilized world. It details the symptoms and a suitable treatment. You can sort of flick stuff around a little bit. So, it made a very portentous sound when I got that. Oh, hello. Medicine progression. So, okay, yeah, it's taking me a little bit towards the medicine thing. So you can find like skill points and stuff. Cool. I wonder, I don't see an XP bar. At least I don't think I do. Oh, how do I get in here? So, I imagine that the rest of the way we'll level stuff up is through these sort of skill books and stuff. Sanity. I've got a mental trauma. Nightmares. I'm stable, luckily. But Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War, where he took part in the Meuse-Argonne offensive. He is one of the few survivors of the Lost Battalion, American units that suffered heavy losses from the enemy and Allied artillery fire. Forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades, without food or medical supplies, the soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off the nightmares that haunt him. So it seems like we can unlock stuff that's going to affect our mental state. I wonder if there's any way to sort of mitigate that at all. Okay, so we've got inhabitants now. We've got Stephen Webster, the guy we just met. We've got Charles Hawkins, who was a ship owner. I'm not going to read all of these because we've just sort of had a discussion about these people. If it becomes relevant to kind of search their histories, I will. But, yeah. Places occult. Oh, the painting. This is an extract from our notebook. Intuitive and visionary artist for some, overpriced imposter for others, Sarah Hawkins leaves nobody indifferent. This mysterious and reserved painter offers strange images, with violent colours and wild strokes to the world. If her paintings are testimony to her vision of the world, then the world of Sarah Hawkins is a portal open to other dimensions. Okay, clues. We have the file, we have the painting. Depicts a monstrous silhouette and threatening a woman and a child. Flames can be made out in the background. Stephen Webster, the father of Sarah Hawkins, thinks that it is linked to the death of his daughter. Inventory. So I've got, it's my lighter. Okay. Engraved with the memory of the 77th Infantry Division and the men of the Lost Battalion who fell. Cool. So we had a bookshelf, didn't we? Is that... Have a look at this.
I used to be an avid reader.
Yeah, I know. Something. Maybe there was stuff over here?
Natural sciences,
okay.
linguistics, archaeology.
Maybe this.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with the many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long-abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows. But today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small land off the coast of Massachusetts. It's Cthulhu.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater.
I guess we leave the office, huh? Oh. Sometimes you gotta hold, sometimes it's just to press. We gained 1 character point actually for that, so I guess there is not experience levels, but I guess story progression awards you with character points. So that's kind of cool. So Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label, an address, a warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. Well, I'm intrigued. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far as well. I'm keen to find out more. Cyanide. It's one of those studios that I've played a few of their games and always quite enjoyed them, but they've always been a little bit, always had a little bit of sort of jank about them. But not jank that makes them bad games. Just they always seem to have interesting premises. Put it that way.
We're almost there.
Now, I have read Call of Cthulhu. I don't feel like this is following the plot of the novel, though, or novella. More, it's kind of, I think it's like a sort of an all-encompassing sort of homage to, you know, Lovecraft's writings.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload.
Ew.
Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Okay, talking to him as a new objective. Yeah, so as I said, it's an investigative game, so we're just gonna go around and look at stuff, talk to people, try and get a grasp on what's happening. I'm gonna just go straight back and see if I can talk to this guy. Or maybe push him into the water. I press E. No. Can I push you? No. Okay. And right, speed up my movement a little bit though. I think this looks cool. Look at this this town. Spooky Island. Oh, very good.
Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got no idea. Don't badmouth what you don't know, or you'll pay for it for sure.
Okay, that's enough. Step back and let us do our job.
So what are they actually trying to achieve here? I mean, they're trying to drag this thing back into the water, right? But why?
He's gonna get us into trouble. You
So
can't
look at it.
understand. You're not sailing.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
Okay, so I got an achievement saying fail a skill check, which is fair, I guess, because our medicine is quite low, as we know.
You
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to know what's going on before I say you're out of your depth.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
Which is
You
what?
can't understand. You're not sailors.
You ain't
You can
sailors.
see that I'm busy, can't you?
I'm going to insult
You
him
can't
now.
understand.
Oh, I can't.
Don't put that
I was
beast
going to
back
accuse
in
him of
the
being out of
water,
his
you
depth, but
shysters. You're crazy.
can't now.
They're cops.
Can I get
They
through here?
can't understand. Damn
These guys are all blocking the way.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
What could have done so much
Okay,
damage?
so once you failed a skill check, you can't
You
reattempt it by the
understand.
look
You're
of it.
not sailors.
But that's
It's a
fine.
sign.
You know, it's. I understand there's like branching paths and stuff, or at least different routes you can take. So, you know, depending on the character you've created, you're going to be able to do certain things and not others. Clearly, I'm not medically minded. If we get a lot of medicine checks, though, we might want to put some points into that. Prohibition. Okay.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Imagine it's not going to be strongly enforced around here. What's this glowing lantern? I take it? No. Just setting the mood. Well, let's go to the bar. I reckon these guys are probably blocking that path as well. What the game wants us to do is go and talk to him and get a drink. So let's go into the bar. So I can chat to any of you guys. No, guess not. There's a very clear sort of mode of dress around here, isn't there? I wonder if there's a dress code. If so, we're not meeting it.
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
To test eloquence, I don't believe I'm particularly high in that. Test strength, I think we had 3. It's a shame it doesn't tell you what your percentage chance is. I'll do
That
the
guy
same.
was looking for trouble. So choose your camp if you don't want the same treatment.
Yeah, let's threaten
Hey,
the barman.
buddy, I don't want any trouble.
So serve me a drink.
Just to make things clear, only regulars can run up and tab. Others pay.
Let's start with the drink.
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
You want a drink?
I wouldn't say no to a glass.
Try this.
I think we'll get along well.
This will affect your destiny. Definitely going for liver damage, aren't we?
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of Darkwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Torture?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable?
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
Her vision, was it so terrible?
The way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Was that one? It might have been. Okay.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
That'll be all for now.
I think that was probably it. Now, there's some weird people in the corner, wasn't there, in that cutscene, so we should probably go and talk to them.
And then he said, "You
Asylum
have no
staff.
right to treat us like this."
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My
this?
God.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
All right, we'll read it. So this was 1847. The Scylla, which was the name of that ship that we saw, was that the one on the rocks? Returns to port to save Darkwater from famine. We had given up hope. The crew of the Scylla, or what remains of it, returned to Darkwater port late on Tuesday afternoon. The locals immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch the brave vessel had on board. Of a size that went beyond that of formidable toothed whales, the cetacean that was already being called the miraculous catch covered the whole deck, and parts of it were hanging over sides of the ship. The surviving sailors told a frightening account of their perilous catch, but also of its meat, unmatched in its quality and plentiful, nutritious benefits. There is no doubt that the immense size of this whale will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to feed themselves, bringing an end to the famine from which part of the island was suffering. Warehouse for rent. Mr. Marks is putting his warehouse up for rent from June for fishing, workshop or storage activities. Contact him, yada yada. Special evening at the Stranded Whale. To celebrate the return of our brave whalers, all the staff of the Stranded Whale invite you to an exceptional and free tasting event. Come with your family or with friends to taste the miraculous catch. Each person will leave with a bottle of oil, so don't hesitate. Okay. It's considered a clue.
She will do it again, you know. The girl doctor.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
Pretty grim.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good
Oh,
night,
well.
stranger.
So long.
Looks like it's going to be somewhat significant, at least. Right, okay, you guys, what's going on here?
What you looking at, stranger?
You!
The clientele is predominantly male.
Tell me something I don't know.
I meant nothing by it. I'm just wondering what a woman like you is doing in this flea trap.
And I'm wondering what could be going through the head of the chump who goes to disturb her. Let me drink, stranger. I told you to beat it.
Well, that seems inappropriate in your company, but okay. Little storage room. I thought it might be another exit, but it's not. So let's head out. We'll go speak to the harbour master, I guess. He's the current
Charles
tab.
Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
Alright, let's go up to his office. Come on, me, I'm just going to poke around all your stuff first. Ah, your toilet. Suspicious. Probably okay, though.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover. A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years. The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Oh, yeah, let's get really nosy with his stuff. What else we got? Oh, does that mean we're going to learn... This is a volume 2, so have we learned more skills? We're still only one out of... how many have I got? I've got one available to spend. Oh, let's see. The medicine and occult skills can only be improved by objects discovered in the environment. There we go. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend my 1 point just yet, but that's interesting. I didn't see that previously, so we're advancing the medicine thing. Maybe, ideally, I would have waited to look at that whale until I'd leveled it up again, but never mind.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
He's got a wooden leg. Nothing on the back.
What a macabre souvenir.
Okay, I think that's about it for there. Keep poking around. Don't mind me.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier. Hopefully we can ask him about that.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
Hey, dude.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Okay, this stuff, I guess.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Only a few dates are still legible. 1890, 1907, and a partial date. The rest of the document is blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden? Oh. He's out there, I presume, is he? When he said deck, do you mean out here? Oh yeah, okay.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
I was looking at your photograph. One of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
Already seen it.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Okay. Oh, we got a character point. That's cool. Objective. Get inside Warehouse 36. We've got a couple of these now. I'll probably wait until I've got enough to level something up. So not at the moment. Mitchell, James Fitzroy. Okie dokie. Ah, you see, these guys have moved now, so I can get over to that warehouse, I'm guessing. And we can go there. So, it's cool. Still arguing about the killer whale.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah? He's gonna get
Who are you?
in trouble.
Was that another policeman?
Where do you think you're going?
I'm not here to hinder your work, officer. Edward Pierce, private detective.
Sorry, we're all a little on edge today. What are you doing here?
I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
Darn it. Why do you want to drag up all that stuff again?
My investigation has led me to this warehouse.
That case was closed months ago.
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
We could try this.
You and I are on the same side of the law.
Oh, yeah?
You don't want to know the truth behind this case.
Are you saying our work was not up to snuff? Forget it.
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
Don't aggravate me, sir.
I guess not.
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
Okay, so is he blocking the entrance to this place? Feels like it. He might be. There might be a side entrance. Who are you?
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Who?
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I've never heard of this saint. Is it a local belief?
But everyone knows St. Brendan, the navigator.
He's the patron saint of whales and whalers.
What happened to the statue?
Go see for yourself. He's at the end of the jetty.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to Darkwater?
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Okay.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Oh, hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
Okay. Okay, so there's the statue. I noticed that I could probably crouch into this little shed, though, so I just want to go in and have a quick look.
No, if it gets out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
I bet that you hid them somewhere in your hut. How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
Okay, so eavesdropped on their little conversation. Okay, but I think we might leave it there for this first episode. When we come back, we'll go and investigate the statue, exactly what's happened to that. It might be a side quest. It might be related to getting these guys out of our way. I'm not exactly sure. I imagine that to get in the warehouse, I've got to go through them somehow. But yeah, I'll just say thanks very much for watching this first episode of Call of Cthulhu. Hope you're enjoying it. I think it's very atmospheric. It's got quite an interesting story. I could see what is probably the burnt mansion up there. I expect we'll get up there at some point. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Hopefully you are too. And if you are, if you could hit that thumbs up button, that'd be great. If you could leave me a comment as well, let me know what you think about the game. Is it something you've played yourself? Is it something you haven't played before and, seeing it for the first time? In which case, in both cases, let me know your thoughts on this series. And, if you're watching this and not yet subscribed to the channel, it would be amazing if you could do that too. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.